Hi everyone, it is about 1 in the morning and instead of sleeping, I've decided I'm going to make a quick video showing you how I make earrings from scratch. Because why not? As you can see, I've already got started, so I better catch myself up. I can move at the speed of sound. I can move much faster than I talk. If you were wondering, yes, those are incense sticks that I've snapped in half. I'm not good at this. So I'm using Das air drying clay to make some aromantic themed earrings. I've got a cookie cutter shaped like a heart because no way am I carving the hearts by hand with a knife at this time of night. I nicked some of these from my dad's toolbox. They're screw eye pins, little dinky ones. And all I'm doing now is screwing them directly into the clay like so. Right, that's the first one. On to the next one. So this is insanely fiddly. Either that or I have the least dexterous hands in my family. Ta-da! I'm really sorry if you clicked on this video expecting to learn something. Truly I am. Fair warning, these things will take a whole day to dry completely, especially when they're sort of this thickness, a couple of millimetres. But once they're done, I will take some sandpaper, once again nicked from my dad, and just smooth out the rough surfaces until they're nice and faultless. Now here's the fun part. So I'm just covering the surface with white acrylic, or if you've got gesso, that'll work too. Just makes the colours sit on it nicely. I wasn't going to mention it, but I don't want to feel like I'm lying to you guys. I'm doing this without looking at a reference picture, which I would not recommend. Use your references, people. It's only sensible. Don't be like me. Oh, these colours look awful. Ah, that's better. Look, nobody ever gets anything right on the first try. And if they tell you they do, they're either trying to show off or they're lying. Unless you're my dad, who does everything right on the first try and is never wrong ever. God, I love that man. That's why I don't feel guilty about raiding his stuff for my own purposes. Don't adopt children unless you're willing to give up so much of your toolbox. What are we doing? Oh yeah, earrings. It would have been sensible to draw out the lines before I started painting. Oh well. I chose to make some earrings in the style of the aromantic flag because, stop the presses, I identify as aromantic. Shocker. And I live in the middle of bum F nowhere, so there are really no places to go and find any. And not to be controversial, but I really don't like shopping online. So I've decided I'm just going to make my own Pride merch, with clay and acrylics. Oh yeah, and UV resin, of course. So I'm just going to pour it into this little silicone cup. And I whacked out an old paintbrush that's been ruined by leaving it coated in paint overnight to just brush the resin straight onto the earrings themselves. Now, this step can be quite time-consuming. I mean, the curing itself, because you can either cure this resin using sunlight, or if you live in England, like me, you can use one of these handy little UV light machine things. Technology is crazy. Don't look at the light. Otherwise, Rust-Oleum make a protective gloss spray that gives you nice, even results and doesn't leave any air bubbles if you're like me and you're too impatient to wait for the resin to degas. I'm not here for a smart time, I'm here for a fun time. Now, I believe most people attach jump rings to the screw eye, but I've elected to use split rings here for a little extra security, just because I've had earrings fall off their jumps in the past if they're heavy enough. It does take a bit more time, and it is decidedly easier with these pliers. Tweezers work too, though. There we are, that's on nicely. So I'm using some hypoallergenic earring hooks, and they're ball wire. And they're hypoallergenic because when Mum heard I was making jewellery, she obviously wanted something to wear. And of course she's allergic to anything that isn't gold or this. Which, now that I think about it, is a great excuse. Sorry, dear, you have to buy me solid gold jewellery or my ears itch. I need to remember that if I ever meet some poor sucker who'd put a ring on my finger. Oh, I'm done. Well, one of them's done. Whole process only took, day and a half tops? It's the drying. It's always the drying that takes up my time. Time I could be spending sleeping. Oh well, that's a wrap. It's off to bed with me. Ta-ta!